house was furnished and they didn't take all the masseuses out and all that stuff. Is that right?
It wasn't furnished.
Huh?
That one wasn't furnished. It's the one on the beach that's furnished.
I'm not talking about I mean furnished doesn't have a masseuses on the wall. They didn't take the masseuses down for the open house.
I guess not. I don't know.
What are you laughing? Did I do somewhat?
No, it just sounded like you were saying furnished.
I'm sorry. Bad choice of word. I guess furnished with masseuses.
Yeah, whatever. Okay.
They didn't take the masseuses down.
No, they didn't.
Okay.
I was born to buy and sell real estate. It's the ultimate game, and no one can stop me from winning.
I hustle my ass off. That's how I'm going to go from being an underdog to taking over.
I work smarter, not harder. My life's expensive, but I'm worth it.
This is what I think it's worth.
No other agent does what I do, including you.
3, 2, 1.
This is the Mac Media Show.
Welcome to the Mac Media Show, everyone. My name is Mac, and I am here with Ree.
Hey, Mac. How are you today?
Hey, Ree. I'm doing okay. I'm a little tired today. I don't feel good. I don't know. I think I'm trying to get sick. So
okay.
I'm going to try and keep my energy level up today. But we are talking $1 Million Listing Miami episode 7 today. And before we get started, I want to say thank you to all of the medians out there. You think I should call them medians? What do you think?
I think so. I like that.
I like
medians.
medians more than Mac medians. I think.
Oh, no. I like Mac medians.
I like one word. Mac medians.
Okay.
I don't know. I
It's
have
up
to think
to you,
about it.
but I like Mac medians.
Anyways, we're talking $1 Million Listings today. I wanted to thank everyone, though, on Twitter, at the Mac Media Show. We have almost 10,000 people. We're at like 9.8K people.
Wow.
That is unbelievable. And a couple months, just promoting the upcoming launch of the network. And it's a free network. It's something that Mac Media is doing just for the current clients that we have, so we can teach them with videos and tutorials and interviews. And it's going to be a 5-day series, and it's specifically for our clients, but it's also public. So if you want to find some information there, you can, about digital marketing, how to actually drive real sales to your business, because marketing is changing. So we're doing that. It's a 5-day series network. It's going to have entertaining content as well as some informative videos and tutorials. Go and subscribe, and early subscribers are entered in to win a website. What do you think about that, Ree?
Oh, I think that's great.
I think it's really cool. So we've gotten some great feedback there. So go and join us at the Mac Media Show on Twitter. And let's get started, Ree. $1 Million Listing Miami episode 7.
Mm-hmm.
It was okay. I think it was a little... I don't know. I liked the episode. I think it was just as good as last week's. I think I was just a little tired, so maybe I lost a little bit of interest. But
Well, Mac, you working too hard?
I'm stretched really thin with the network and with clients and doing all kinds of stuff. Yeah.
So you've stretched a little thin.
Yeah.
Everybody does that every now and then.
I do that all the time.
Sometimes you have to take a break.
What's the alternative, Ree?
You have to lie down, take a break. Say, I'm setting the clock for 30 minutes, and I will get up in 30 minutes, and I will get busy.
We don't do that
It
here.
will make you feel better.
That's for weak people. Sleep is for the weak.
I think that is for the smart person.
I wish
'cause
there
he
was
knows.
27 hours in the day.
Well, there's not. And you need to adjust to that.
Whatever, Ree.
Okay, well, we started off today with Chad meeting a guy named Steve who flew in on a private jet
And
from Colombia.
Okay, let me stop you. Have a thought. This guy says he's a doctor from Colombia, and he's about to blow $20 million on property.
A lot of money.
There's no way he's a doctor. He's got to be smuggling drugs in Colombia or something.
I don't think so.
He's surgically implanting cocaine.
He may have inherited. You don't know where it came from, but it never did really say what kind of doctor. What kind of doctor you think he is?
I'm going to assume plastic surgery.
what I'm thinking.
I don't know, because it is Colombia, so who knows? But
what I'm
he
thinking.
looks like he's had plastic surgery done on himself.
He does. He
Those
looks very.
lips look like he
yeah.
had. What's that? Lisa. Lisa. What's her name? Lisa Rinne.
With the lips.
Yeah, she's got the big old lips that looks like they shot
Lisa Rinna.
butt fat into them. Yeah.
Well, he
Lisa Rinna. That's right.
he looks awful young to have exposure to $20 million to just spread into different projects. But you never know how people inherit. They may have invested well. You just never know.
I
where
got
it
a
comes
weird
from.
feeling about that guy.
Well, anyway, he said he'd worked with him before, so obviously he's very reputable. Yeah. He wouldn't be working with him again, but he was very, come in on his private jet, and And
one thing I noticed was that Chad enjoyed working with him a lot.
Oh yeah,
Chad. When he was working with Don Sofer 2 weeks ago, it's kind of boring. It seemed like just a normal thing. Big opportunity. So Chad was trying to be impressive, of course, but I think working with this guy, it was more on his level. They were young, he's not single, but they're both young. They have a lot of energy, and he liked the guy's spirit. And of course, I think Chad is he's making money off the commission. He made it sound like they were partners in buying real estate.
Did sort of sound that way, except I guess in his partnership, he gets the commission.
Right.
Anyway, it was interesting seeing them get started. Then they switched to Chris, and he was over on Brickell Avenue, and that supposedly is like Manhattan, Wall Street,
Wall
in
Street,
New York.
Manhattan.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I went to New York, I didn't go to Wall Street. That's the only place I didn't go to.
Oh, you didn't?
I should have, but it's too far of a walk.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like Brickell Avenue is very impressive, and anyway, there's these two people there that what were their names? Manola and Jamie. And supposedly, Manola has his real estate license, has had the property on the market.
Okay, these are the Greek people.
For a while. Yeah, Greek.
There's these two Greek people that Chris was working with.
That's them, Manola
and they're trying
Jamie.
to sell, and they're split. This was interesting because the husband doesn't want to move unless he gets the right price, and the wife does want to move. And I can't remember exactly why the wife wants to move so bad.
She wants a backyard for the dog.
Oh, okay. That was it.
To get out.
So the guy's kind of like, I don't want to, so he's being tough on Chris, and that was interesting.
Yeah.
Doing all kinds of Greek rituals.
I wanted to look up what a mezuzah was. They had mezuzahs at every door, and it must be some type of religious.
It must be either spiritual or it's like good luck or something.
Yeah, something it must be. I'll have to look that up. Anyway, they had a wonderful place, 2,000 square feet, 2170, two-story penthouse. Brickell Avenue, great view. The guy had it on the market for 20-something days. And
now that guy had his real estate license.
He did, and of
but
course
he wasn't doing too good.
He had it on the market for 20 days, and he had it priced at $1,575, I believe. And was there was just nothing that was comparable to that. So, so they put it before it was over at $1,495, I believe. And
before it was over, they had to go down $100,000 to $1,395.
He still thought it was high, but
the guy was kind of upset with that.
Anyway, he went along with it. So then they switched to Sam. So she is over at Highland Beach in Miami, and it's two kids, an 18-year-old and a 20-year-old, who have inherited this wonderful place. It's beautiful.
Put yourself in their shoes if you're a young person. I just think if I had that place, inherited that, their dad passed away, so they got the house. And it's a $6 million house?
$6 million,
$6 million house, and it's on the ocean, and these two kids are living in the house.
Perfect.
So I wonder if I guess they don't have I guess it's just them living in the house.
Sounded like it, yeah.
And they're surfing, and it's just.
Well, they didn't get into if either one of them worked or what they were planning to do or anything like that. They just said the upkeep on the property was high, and evidently they're having to foot the bill for that, and they didn't look like they were too engaged in working.
Yeah.
So, anyway, the neat thing about the house was it had I think it was the guest room had or the master had.
Okay, I
had
remember
shutters that you opened or whatever, and you could see inside the pool, which was really kind of neat. They said they had bought it for around $4 million. Their dad had $4.5 million, and then had put $2 million in it, redoing the whole thing. So, they wanted $7.5 million for it, and she said, "There's just no way."
Yeah, that was way out of the ballpark.
Yeah, so I thought she was smart. They went with the 6.4, but she leaned heavy on leasing it. She didn't mention that to them at the time, but she, in her head, thought, this would be a better piece of property to try to lease. And so, she was thinking $25,000 a month to rent it. And
what'd you think about that, Ree?
Me about leasing it?
Well, about leasing or buying. What'd you think about the kids, the whole situation? What about leaving your kid or letting your two kids live in a house together? $6 million house on the beach,
Well, it's kind of way out of my league. It's kind of hard to imagine that. You just tend to think the dad died, the mom's off somewhere like Jackie Onassis would have been, after JFK died. She took up with Onassis, who was a world traveler, and I would think their mom was somewhere like that. And,
Times have changed.
yeah,
That was
I mean, I
40
just
years ago.
think that's kind of what they don't seem to. They're there by themselves. There was no mom involved in the decisions or anything, which I think was kind of telling.
Yeah.
But if I were them, honestly, I'd want to get rid of it. At their age,
Shoot, man.
I would want to get rid of it. I'd
I
want to
guess
take the
they're
cash
still trying
and do separate things. They may not. They may have aspirations. They never did say on their own. So anyway, they.
So we've got. You said we talked about Chad so far. We talked about Chris with the Greeks, and we talked about Sam.
Mm-hmm.
How many sold a house this week? Let's see. Chad sold how much? Okay, so the Colombian doctor. He has a $20 million budget to spend, and he's just buying up all kinds of stuff, all kinds of new development.
Right.
There were buildings that hadn't been built yet that he was buying penthouses in. The second, and he spent $4.5 million on the first set of places that he bought of new development, and then he and Chad went to a second place next door, another new piece of new development that he spent another 4.7 times 4 for another 4 penthouses, and I think they were combining units in the second new development. So this guy spent something like 13 or 14 million already, and his budget, he's got like 8 million left after his first 2 big purchases. But I think it was interesting that Chad took him around in a helicopter. What did you think of that? Both of them pulling up to this airport and getting in a helicopter. Chad had gotten an elevator ride for him, or helicopter ride for him to go on the level of the new development properties that haven't been built yet, so he could see the view of what he would be purchasing. What did you think about that, Ree? That was pretty cool.
That's interesting.
And,
yeah.
And I wonder how much that helicopter ride costs.
I don't know. I have no clue what things like that cost. Mm-hmm. But he's making, a lot on the commissions.
Yeah.
And so, it's worth it. I guess you treat that level of a client differently than you treat, the regular average Joe.
I just can't believe a doctor in Colombia is making $20 million. If it's just that, maybe inherited, maybe.
I don't know. There could be they didn't give us any backstory on any of it.
We need to look him up and see.
Yeah, it would be interesting to see if he's invested in other things and made money.
I didn't get a chance to read any tweets from people on the show this week. Normally I keep up with their tweets or whatever, so I didn't get a chance to look at that, but I imagine they're about the same. We've missed Chloe Chanel. Chloe Chanel's on little puppies not been on. That's sad.
But I did think it was interesting that Sam was talking to her dad. He's an attorney.
Okay.
And talking to her dad about possibly going with a bigger company.
I thought that was
interesting. Which I've kind of wondered why she has not. It would give her a lot more advantage to me in selling, and then possibly try to do her own company later.
Let's talk about this. I put myself in Sam's shoes as to where now I'm doing my own thing. I've got my own business, writing my own book. I'm not with a company promoting another company, besides managing accounts. I'm under, everything is under my roof right now. And I thought, I could probably go out, work for a bigger company in terms of size, and maybe, I don't know, get paid more. But I thought, it's almost like my personal code is making it on my own. And I don't know, I'd be sacrificing my integrity. I don't know if Sam's got that same kind of feeling about herself. Maybe she wants to do it on her own and build her own company that is the size of these other companies. And right now she's just not being patient enough. I wonder. It would be easier, and yes, she could go and work for a bigger company, but I wonder if her struggle internally is, I don't want to do that because I like being my own boss, And of course, she'd still have her own independence at a bigger company, don't you think? I want your opinion on this, Reed, because I've thought about this too, and I just don't know if I'd like that, because you're stuck, you commit to it, and you're stuck to being under one roof, and you lose access to forward-thinking ideas and control and over the ultimate decision. You lose that going to work for a bigger company, and I wonder if Sam's feeling some of that right now.
I don't really agree with that. I mean, and it does depend on the nature of the business you're talking about. a different,
Right. There's a difference.
business than real estate. Real estate,
Yes.
is very, very competitive, and no matter what level you're on, and at the level that she's trying to achieve, it escalates 100,000, on the competition. I think personally, having been in the business myself, I think it would be better for her, even though maybe in the back of her mind she needs to keep the feeling that she wants her own company one day. She wants to be, in control, that kind of thing. I think at this point, since she's already lost a couple of listings to big companies, that's kind of telling her something.
Right.
And if she's not progressing as much as she wants to, she would have to decide, she said she hadn't hit the 5 million hump yet. And that was one reason she didn't want to go with a big company. But they're going to give her a lot more opportunities.
Another thing she could also be thinking is, if I go to a bigger company temporarily, or obviously not let the company know that's your plan.
Right.
But she gets access to those bigger clients. Mm-hmm. And it's her.
Builds them up.
Even though
That's
she's
right.
under their
there
rooftop.
You go. That's what I'm saying.
She
Then
makes
she
friends,
decides.
she networks, she makes connections.
Yeah.
Maybe then she's able to leave that company.
That's right.
Go back to her own company.
That's what I'm saying. Go ahead and get yourself established in the community through a big company. Get your credibility, your reputation up. And then, because they're looking at her as a little fish in a big pond, even though she's trying to compete, it's going to be hard. I think she needs to back up, use the other companies in a way to get herself established with different clients, and some clients that she probably would not have access to on her own, wouldn't look at her. A lot of big money goes straight to the big companies because it's more...
well, it's automatic,
Well, it's just more exposure, and they're looking to sell property. They're not looking to make friends. So, now if you're on a small level, like selling residential homes on a certain level, and that's what you want to do, that's fine. She's wanting to do bigger. So I think, my opinion is, I think she should go back to a bigger company.
Yeah.
And start from there. And then...
Man, that'd be tough.
Then break off on her own, She can still do her own thing.
That'd be like
because she
jumping on a
is an
sword.
independent contractor within that company. She's not being told what to do by the company.
And it is different. It's different in businesses,
Yeah, it's like her own little business within a business.
Right.
She has the advantage of picking up, let's say, Edelman. I mean, not Edelman.
Ellis.
What's that called?
Douglas.
Edelman was one I worked for.
Douglas Elliman.
Yeah. She has the opportunity to use the name, to attract, big clients. But then when they come to her, she has the opportunity to mold that into her personality, her business, as she picks different people up.
And another thing is, she's in the I guess it's considered residential real estate, even though it is luxury residential real estate.
Or investment.
Investment. I wonder if she could be more successful going out on her own and starting her own business if she develops properties instead of hauling people around, trying to make them happy. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, I mean, you pick a niche and you
like,
just...
I wonder if you sat her down and you asked her if she had the opportunity to work in what she's doing now or develop properties and make the same living. Like, I wonder if if she's the type of person that she could develop properties instead of the residential real estate.
I don't know. She may not be interested in
She
that.
may not, and that's okay. But
That's
I
a
wonder
whole
if those businesses come out on their own. I'm thinking, in other words, my point is, she would get more exposure for her business if she started developing properties instead of just her own. Because if she's going to do what she's doing now, why not go with a bigger company?
Yeah, I think I would in that.
I mean, what's the point of competing when you can go and join and make just as much money and get access to bigger clients?
See, that's what
what's the point?
seeing.
Unless you're developing properties. That's something that Douglas
that's true.
Elliman's not doing.
That's
So
true.
that was my point.
That's
Anyways,
true.
yeah, that's an interesting situation. That's a good conversation topic, too. I know we have some people that tweet us on our Twitter and talk about that with us. That's interesting. Let's see what else. So Chad's taking him around. The last we saw of Chad and Steve was he had $8 million left in his budget, and that's for next week. Chris sold the Greek couple's house, which was great, and I was surprised that he got that much money out of it. Quite honestly,
he got a good amount. That's right.
And the Greek guy was happy. The husband was happy.
Except that at the end of the show, they said the buyers backed out.
Yeah, we didn't.
Which was
I forgot
kinda
to
sad.
talk about that. Yeah,
Yeah, I hate that.
the end
for
of the
them.
show, it says that the buyers backed out, and Chris is still trying to market the property.
Yeah.
Which is pretty unbelievable.
Yeah, I'm surprised
Wow.
at that. That's terrible, but that
But,
happens. You're
It
right.
does, and one thing about that situation was the open house. I thought was really strange with the yoga
It was.
and
It was.
and the Greek
And
drinks.
the juices and the
well,
it was really odd. Yeah, that was
Strange.
different. Well, he knew he was dealing with different people.
Well,
he said that.
and it's like I guess the buyer. I don't get the marketing strategy on that. I mean, it's unique, but the house itself isn't Greek. You have Greek people living in the house or the apartment.
Yeah, it's true.
I didn't understand that. It's like he's marketing to a Greek buyer, but you don't necessarily have to have a Greek buyer.
Yeah, I don't really
Maybe he
know.
was just putting a unique spin on it. Maybe they were.
Yeah, just to make it different.
Well, it was furnished, and it did have the what was the word? It started with an M. The Greek
the mezuzahs?
mezuzahs.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I've heard of those before.
I have too. I'm
But
just not
but I
sure.
think now I'm thinking back, and the house was furnished, and they didn't take all the mezuzahs out and all that stuff. Is that right?
It wasn't furnished.
Huh?
That one wasn't furnished. It's the one on the beach that's furnished.
I'm not talking about I mean, furnished doesn't have a mezuzahs on the wall. They didn't take the mezuzahs down for the open house.
I guess not. I don't know.
What are you laughing? Did I do somewhat?
No, it just sounded like you were saying furnished.
I'm sorry, bad choice of word. I
Yeah,
guess furnished with mezuzahs.
Yeah, whatever. Okay.
They didn't take the mezuzahs down.
No, they didn't.
Okay, so people come to the open house. They kept the whole Greek vibe.
Yeah, I
which
guess
was
that's
the
what he
point of
was
the
doing.
marketing strategy. I was trying to figure out what his point was.
Yeah, I don't know.
But that was why people walk in and see mezuzahs everywhere.
I guess.
Yeah. Would you like a mezuzah?
I don't know what a mezuzah means. When I figure out what it is,
Probably
I might
saying
want
that
one.
totally
I may
wrong.
put one outside my bedroom door tonight. You'll hear me hammering it up.
I won't be there.
Sam got a good customer from Australia. I thought that was pretty cool.
What kind of? That wasn't an Australia accent. That was Spanish.
Yeah, it was.
You
It
said
was
Australia in a Spanish accent.
Oh, yeah, well, I'm not a good Australian. That was a neat, 6,200 square foot,
Let's see.
fully furnished place for one guy to come
Oh,
in and
yeah,
say,
yeah.
I'll take it today.
Yeah, the twin buyers. Yeah, no, the twin sellers. Yeah, that
That's
guy.
unbelievable,
He's
isn't
a
it?
cool guy. Lots of energy. I like the guy. And because he didn't want to do a year at $25,000, she did 6 months for $35,000.
Which I thought was smart on her part.
And it was, and that's sort of the strategy you want to take there in that situation.
Mm-hmm.
Guarantees you the money either way.
Yeah, I thought that was neat because I love looking at the strategies that they use. Similar to what Chris did last week when we were talking about how the buyer was sitting there with those weird pants on at that art show, and he couldn't push him over the edge, and he said, "You know what? You have 15 days, right of rescission," and so
Right.
that did it.
He said in the episode last week, he said, there's this buyer. He's talking about the Art Basel buyer from last week for
right.
Chris. He says, "Can you give me some kind of deal since I'm buying two, and combining? Wasn't he combining the? So he's combining. And said, can you give me a deal? I need a deal. I need something." And he says, "Well, if you sign tonight, we can take it off the market tonight."
That was, it's not a much, is it? Not
Yeah,
much.
we'll take it off if you buy it.
Yeah.
I wrote a deal.
But I thought that was interesting. I like to see when they come up with different ways to go ahead and sell, just like she did, raising the price for the 6 months. She knew the guys didn't want to go along with that.
You get a
I
discount.
thought it was good.
You get
I
a
thought it was
discount
good.
for the longer you stay.
I thought it was neat. But
I think it was too. Yeah. So at the end, this will be the ending of our show because the end of we kind of follow the same timeline. Chad takes Jen out on a big yacht, and earlier in the episode, we see him with Jen's parents, which is his girlfriend Jen. Her parents and Chad go shopping for a ring, and we don't see which ring he ends up buying until next week, but he was looking at one that was like $177,000 ring. And so he's going to propose to Jen, obviously. And at the end of the episode, he and Jen are on a big yacht, and it's at night, and they're having a good time or whatever. And, of course, he takes her to the front of the boat. And does the old get down on the knee.
Yeah.
And she says, "Oh my gosh!"
Yeah.
And then it says, "Next week on $1 Million Listing, Miami."
They had to stretch that out a little bit.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Hey, you skipped a part where Yoshi, you remember
Yoshi?
him?
Yeah, Yoshi.
He was the cool developer, like the
I
the
love
Indian
Yoshi.
developer.
Yoshi was really
He was
cool.
pretty tough. Anyway, Chad and he went head to head on that, and he combined 4 units into 2 units, and he ended up with 4.7, I think, 4,700,000 that he
Right.
sold that for Steve, and that was a deal. When they came out, he said, "Oh, you got that for a good deal."
Oh, I know. It made
But
Chad look so
anyway,
good.
Steve's got $9 million left to spend.
Was
Can
it
you
9
imagine?
million? Yeah, that's a lot.
Poor sad millionaire.
He spent 11 million already.
Yeah, can you believe that?
Where does he get that money from? Colombia? All these
I don't
foreign
know.
people, you hear about the American. What happened to the American dream? Where's the freaking Americans?
Yeah, they're all foreigners. aren't
Everybody's
they?
making money in other countries. What is going on?
Then they're coming here and spending it.
I need to move to somewhere and make money.
Oh, anyway, it was a good show, and I enjoyed it. I like to see the wheeling and dealing.
Yeah, Yoshi
Yes,
was
I'm-
cool because they said he was a shark or whatever. He was great on TV.
You could tell he was a developer.
I read the ratings were up on this show 2 weeks ago.
Good.
So more people are watching it.
We liked it better. It took us a while to warm
Last
up
week's
to
episode was better. More happened, but
it. Yeah, it took
I'm
us
going
a
to look
little-
up the Don Sofer property and see if it's still listed.
Yeah, I wonder if it did sell. That would be interesting to see.
Yeah, you'll have to wait and see. Next week, me and Ree will tell you.
Yeah, I kind of
do you
like to
think
look up
that?
the background on the doctor.
That was good
Dr.
suspense.
Steve.
Yeah, we'll share that too next week.
That'd be kind of interesting. I should have done that.
Yeah.
would
Well, we'll
be.
save it for next week, Ree.
Yeah. It was a good episode, though. And I saw an ad for Below Deck, which is one of my favorites. I
Let me
love
check
that.
the calendar. When is
Yeah, I
that?
believe it is August the
Think you're
13th,
right? Oh, nope, you're off.
12th.
12th, you got it.
Tuesday night.
Yeah, we're going to do a review
So-
on that and have the review posted probably on Thursday for that show. Normally, we're about 2 days after the show airs that we have our episodes up. So look for that next Thursday.
Yeah, I noticed there were a couple of people that had been there. Were coming back. The chef, and I can't remember his name, and
Yeah.
Kat.
Was that her name?
I think it was Kat.
What?
Something. I don't know
Short
what it
for-
stood for, but
Short for Catherine, maybe.
I just remember the blonde hair.
She got drunk all the time.
Yeah, she didn't have a good relationship
Hopefully,
with
Below
Kat.
Deck's pretty good this season. That was a cool
Anyway,
show.
yeah,
I like
we
I
could-
like being able to see that whole process.
Yeah.
Chartering.
And then on the 20th, we
LA
have
starts.
Los Angeles.
Really excited for that.
That's going to be good.
Yeah,
Gonna
really
be good.
excited for that because we're going to get a bigger community when that hits. Lots of people watch that one. So we can talk about that with more people.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to be
Oh,
really,
yeah.
really fun. I like Me and Ree, the Me and Ree series on Thursdays at the Mac Media Show on Twitter and youtube.com/Mac Media Show. Are we done talking about $1 Million?
I think so. I looked up Madison the other day. Madison
Hildebrand.
Hildebrand. Yeah, just to see what he's doing. He is staying busy. He
I
got a lot of
tweeted him.
exposure from that show, and I think it's kind of neat that he's decided to back off while it's still good and, do some other things.
Yeah, I think so.
They're using him for a lot of stuff. He looks so happy. He just really looks.
He does.
And what he says on, website stuff, he sounds really like he's where he wants to be. So,
Good for Madison.
yeah, I think that's neat when you walk away from something that's doing really well.
The MalibuLife.com.
Especially when you hear people like The Big Bang Theory is negotiating for $1 million an episode
Oh, is that right?
per person.
Per person? $1 million per person per episode?
That's what I saw, yeah.
You're kidding me.
And I'm just thinking, people get to the point where the show is doing well and then they hold everybody up. I don't care for that. I don't care for the, we're worth this amount of money. I don't think they are.
Well,
I mean,
if the network's bringing... Okay, here's my view on that. If the network's bringing in that much money per episode, it's the cast that deserves the money, not the network. And as the show grows, the cast should be paid more. I mean, I agree with that, unless you're washing the network dry, and not leaving the network anything because the network deserves it because they took a chance on you.
I guess, I guess you look at it that way.
I think it's like a 75-25. And, of course, as the show grows, so if it's bringing in however much, obviously it's more than $1 million per person. every week, which is unbelievable. I mean, think about the viewers they must have.
But I've noticed in the past when shows begin to do that, they begin to go down. They begin to end. I mean, people just don't.
Well,
people start losing interest, and it seems like the show goes off the air.
Well, most of the time it does, just because it's longevity. You know?
Yeah,
people get bored of it. But also, I think the sending them to different countries and starting to buy new houses and all that stuff gets old too.
Exactly.
People don't like sellouts.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I look at.
I just saw a YouTube channel yesterday completely change because they partnered with some big company paying them a bunch of money. Completely changed why their show was great because the company's paying them a whole bunch of money. And now all their viewers hate them and have been posting all kinds of stuff, feedback about this is ridiculous. You should never... If it changes the content of the show because you want to be paid more... That's pathetic, and they're losing viewers because of that. So see, it backfired. Same thing with we used to watch Ruby back in the day. You start sending Ruby to Spain,
in Australia,
and everything else. She stops losing weight.
Yeah, she was eating all that good food.
Yeah, she's eating too much calamari. She was a big girl. She was the whole show was about her losing weight, and then they started sending her around the world. And you can't diet and go around the world and not. Good Lord,
it kind of lost its. Because people that watch that show were really interested, similar to this one, and this one's real estate, but that was really interesting to people that had weight problems or whatever, and they were really cheering her on and this, that, and the other, and they kind of got away from that. They kind of got,
You know why Honey Boo Boo does well?
Oh, good night. I have no clue.
You know why?
No clue.
Because
that just frustrates me.
It makes even the most pathetic people feel good about themselves.
I mean, the whole family... and I'm originally from Georgia, and that's embarrassing to me.
Well, so
to think they are from Georgia.
Well, it is. It's embarrassing. And my point is, with my last statement was, we watch TV to make ourselves feel better. And when we see something on television that we can relate to, we enjoy it more. But the problem is when they start sending little people traveling to Hawaii and all around the world, we start thinking, well, gosh, I can't relate to this anymore.
All right.
And it's that's the unconscious part, but the other part of us is saying, well, I'd like to go to Hawaii too.
Oh, you're right.
You know? Right. And they started just like me, except now they're going to Hawaii and I'm not. Yeah. So you get mad at the show and you stop watching it.
And they're banking all kinds of money.
Absolutely. So you've got to have a show that people relate to, regardless of the size and the number of viewers. Just like the Oprah show. It stayed consistent the entire time.
But they didn't talk about money.
Well, it doesn't matter.
See, I don't like all that.
From day one... Oprah had the same show, the same content from day one when she was making, whatever she was making when she first started. And you never even thought in your mind by the end of her last episode, you just never, if you never read all the stuff online or whatever else, the show would never show you that she's making $20 million more than she was in the first episode. It doesn't show her buying a new house, and that's why she retained viewership, because it was always something you could relate to.
That's true.
And also, all of her guests were somebody that you could relate to.
And her weight problem.
Yeah, and she was very
everyday people related to that. She talked about it.
Yeah, she didn't go out and get Botox and plastic surgery and everything else. It's somebody you can relate to. It's what TV is. That's what entertainment is. It's just something that people can relate to.
I ran across Duck Dynasty the other day, which I love, but I think it must be on its way out too. I mean, I think they've done it as much as they can. Maybe. I was watching it, and it was kind of like,
they've just been doing it since the first episode. See, longevity's killed that show.
Yeah, but it's been good. You get tired of
seeing that.
But I do like the notoriety. I like what they stand for. I do like what it did do for the network. It did bring out something that's totally different from anything that you see on TV right now.
Caught your attention.
I do like that.
That's for sure.
I didn't mean to get off on that. I was just interested in some of these other shows, It's kind of interesting to watch it, though.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
But that's about all I've got to say about the show today. It was really
all I got to say
interesting.
About that.
Yeah, that's right. Forrest. But it really, it was a good show. It showed a lot of Miami this time. I like that. You know, showed it from the helicopter, showed it.
I need to go to Miami and see what's up down there.
It's kind of nice. I stayed down there one time for a month and lived in the Intercontinental Hotel. A company put me up in a hotel to work down there.
Cool.
Yeah, it was nice. It was a lot of fun. Miami's pretty wild.
Yeah.
It's a pretty neat show. Yeah, but it's good. It was fun. Anyway.
Well, normally when this starts to happen, we should end the show.
Well, I think we've talked about everything that went on, and I'd like to go see Brickell Avenue. I'd like to see what that's like down there.
Well, me and Ree may just go to Miami.
Hey, we could do we'll
do a podcast from Miami.
Oh, wow.
Set it up on the beach.
Now you're talking.
And we'll get Chad, Sam, and Chris to
oh, my gosh.
bring the calamari.
Now you're talking.
Mm-hmm.
That would be fun, Mac. Let's do that.
Mm-hmm.
Set that up for us.
May just have to. Let me tweet real quick. Just let me tweet. All right.
Oh, wouldn't that be fun? Yeah.
Maybe season finale, we'll go down to Miami.
That'd be fun.
How about it?
Yeah.
All right. That's it. I'm getting tired. I need to go. I got meetings to prepare for.
Yeah, you do. You got a lot
things to do, people to see.
That's right. That's right.
Nap time.
But we do thank our listeners, and we do thank their interest. It's fun to just...
We get so many great comments. It's incredible.
Yeah, it's fun to see the comments. It's fun to see that other people are thinking like we are.
Yeah.
So we appreciate it.
That's all we got to say. All right.
Namaste.
Namaste.
As the yoga people said.
I'll leave you with a short little plug. At the Mac Media Show on Twitter. Said that before. The 5-day series network is launching. There will be a trailer that comes out in the next week or two that shows you everything you need to know about all the 5-day series, what they are, the introductions to them. It's going to be very well done, very high production quality. So it's going to be awesome. And there'll be lots of viewers by then, so it's going to be a lot of fun. And I'm excited for that. So stay tuned. If you want to go subscribe to youtube.com/The Mac Media Show, you'll be entered automatically to win a website for your company, whatever it is.
Very generous. Very generous.
Yeah, very generous. It's just a launching welcome gift, in other words. I don't know. Anyways, it's going to be fun. And we've built the series to be entertaining as well. There's a weekly vlog series that will be launching in September. So that'll be cool. A little bit of entertainment there. We have Mac Mondays, Tutorial Tuesdays, What's Your Story Wednesdays, and me and Ree on Thursdays, and Fluky Fridays. And we'll announce more about all that in the channel trailer. And there'll be a lot more communication between us all. Just been busy getting all that up and going. So we'll be doing that, and that'll be a lot of fun. And go join us at the Mac Media Show on Twitter. Let us know what you thought about this episode. Remember, apply it every week of your life. Success never comes before work unless it's in the dictionary. Did I say that right?
No.
That was okay. Maybe next week I'll say it better. How about it? I'm not saying it again.
Success never comes before. What is it?
The only place success comes before work is in the dictionary.
Right. That's right.
That's not my favorite anymore. I'm getting tired.
I think you're getting the flu, honestly. I think
I'm about to die.
I think you are. But you did a good job today. We're proud of you.
You remember in some movie,
rest.
they used to, it was animated, they dug dying holes. And they went and stood in the hole.
You just need a little rest. You're burning the candle at both ends.
All right, medians. Next week, we'll see you. Next Thursday, me and Ree review $1 Million Listing Episode 8. Looking forward to it, and see you then.
Have a great day.
I was born to buy and sell real estate. It's the ultimate game, and no one can stop me from winning.
I hustle my ass off. That's how I'm going to go from being an underdog to taking over.
I work smarter, not harder. My life's expensive, but I'm worth it.
This is what I think it's worth.
No other agent does what I do, including you.